Now we are hearing from Sri Ras Panchadhyay, 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, 29th number verse, 32nd, 29th chapter, 32nd verse. Now we are praying to the Holy Dham and to Guru and Vaishnavas for mercy. We are beginning the practice of our sadhana. In that place where the purpose is not proper, the sadhya, the goal is not properly determined, then it is very difficult and we can be lost. Now we are hearing the Ras Panchadhyay, 29th chapter of the 10th canto and the 32nd verse. In that, we heard yesterday that the Braj Devis drank the Adar Sudha Ras, nectar from Sri Krishna's lips, when he played on the flute. Most people like to be praised and respected. They like to eat sweets, but you should also learn to take bitter things and to appreciate the bitter things if you do not ever taste bitter things, then you do not fully understand all kinds of tastes. They all have some purpose. In Bengal, we see first they give Karela, bitter melon, or neem leaves fried, or potato smashed with Karela or neem. And in this way, your digestive fire increases and your appetite increases, and it also helps. And then you can appreciate the sweet things even more. And at the end, you always get sweets and sweet chutneys, rasgullas. And when you eat bitter in the beginning, then the sweet is that much more sweet. And at the very end, they'll give you some buttermilk or some yogurt, and in that way you digest everything very nicely. Here in Hindustan, in this area of India, they will not take bitter. They do not like bitter things so much. But we've been hearing how Krishna spoke some bitter words to the gopis. These gopis, mostly Krishna was speaking to the Sadhan-siddha gopis, who in the past lives were sages doing austerities, or who were the personified Upanishads and Shrutis and so forth. They had some pride in their austerities and like their strength of their practice. And now they took birth in Braj, and from childhood they received so much affection from Krishna and the Brajbasis. Krishna would come, and on the excuse of stealing butter, he would go and meet with them. In this way, Krishna gave so much affection. But now, when he called them to him after Katyani Brat, then he began to give them very bitter medicine. He said, "Oh, Krishna began like beating them with his words, and so the sadhanas perform sadhana. The sadhakas perform sadhana. Do they need this beating from the Lord or from Guru and Vaishnavas? If we want to be freed of our anartas, this is necessary. There are two kinds of paths. One is the Kram Mukti Marg, or the path of gradual progress, and the other is the process of immediate liberation. So if you want that immediate or very quick process, then you need a very strong cleansing process. It is like a very difficult operation. And the path of gradual development will take many lifetimes, and you will like progress 1 inch at a time. You cannot even progress a step at a time. It will take many, many, many lifetimes. So if you want to go on the fast track, then you have to be prepared to take the very bitter medicine. Mahaprabhu said, Turant Dhan Mahakalyan. If you get some very quick help, then it is good. However many anartas you have, you should take them out at once. Don't be worried and afraid of the surgery. The surgery may be painful for a short amount of time, but when you are cured, then you will be very happy and healthy. On the other hand, if you take the very long process, you will suffer for a very long time. So we should not worry about whether we are respected and praised. We should not worry if we are doing everything for others and still people are not helping us, supporting us. Instead, they are just criticizing us. If people are always criticizing us, then the real sadhaka will not be disturbed at all. Krishna told the gopis that if I show affection, if I have affection for someone, and if I consider them mine, then I have full right to do anything with them. If you want to be mine, then I will look. So Krishna said, I will check the gopis now. Are they mine? Or are they with themselves, with their own happiness, with their own peace and satisfaction? Are they only attached to their own respect and prestige? Do they still have a hunger for that? Or are they freed of that desire? Therefore Krishna spoke very externally cruel words to the gopis, with very harsh words. He told them, why have you come here? Go home. I have no relation with you. You think you will have a relation with me like an ordinary family member, like a husband? Leave me at once. Go back home. So in this way, it was like Krishna was peeling the gopis with his harsh words. The gopis did not criticize Krishna or think bad about Krishna or offend Krishna. Also, they didn't try to show Krishna, oh, we are so great, you are wrong. Also, they didn't start to praise Krishna. They said, Krishna, no, what you have said, that is good, but we are trying to understand it and follow it properly. The gopis said to Krishna, "O beloved of our life, your beautiful smile and your beautiful face is so attractive. We cannot leave you. You have stolen our hearts and minds. And you have taken our hearts and minds from us like a thief. And you are telling us to leave you, so how can we leave without our hearts and minds? We do not know, Krishna, who is ours, who is our true beloved in this world. Everyone wants to acquire us, and we see many people around us. But are they truly our friends or not? What is their real desire or motive? This is only for show. It is like a dream. Relations in this world are just like a dream. But now we have come to you after so long. We have not come without any purpose or method. We have so much eagerness that has been burning in us for so many thousands of years. And this eagerness and this was like a fire that began to burn our minds and bodies. We have come to you like that, in such a difficult condition. We do not know even how we came here. We came here like mad girls. We have come from so far, from so many different universes. We closed our eyes and thought of you and just ran into the forest. We meditated on you, and by thinking of you, then now we do not know how we came here. Where is our home? Where were we? Where were our relatives? We opened our eyes and were in front of you. This is your causeless mercy. Please give us place at your lotus feet. You have called us here. Even we do not have qualification or any good qualities. Still, even though we do not have any good qualities in us through which we should be able to be with you and have come to you, still, you called us here, Krishna. You played the flute and invited us all here. Therefore we have come. Sridhar Swami comments, the gopis say to Krishna, your Adharamrita, the nectar of your lips, is such a wonderful nectar. If someone has taken even a drop of that, or received even a drop of that, then such a person, for them, liberation is a small thing, and past karma, aprabdha, prarabdha karma, and all their other sadhan is not necessary. That nectar, which is amrita, it gives immortal life, and it's by drinking even a drop of that amrita, then it will pull one to Krishna's lotus feet. Therefore, Krishna, we have come to you. So you are giving us this nectar of your lips through your flute, and you are, with a very beautiful smile and face, you have played on your flute and sent that sound to us and entering our ears. Then our minds have been filled only with your names, forms, qualities, and pastimes, and fully absorbed in you, we have come to you. And you have stolen our hearts and minds. You have showered down a nectar of amrita upon us. In this world, when people use different sounds, material sounds, and you hear these things, then Jadras enters your ears. Material sounds have material qualities and potencies. Nowadays, people can take this Jadaras through mobiles, and they can see what someone is doing very far away. In the transcendental world, then Krishna's Adharamrita, the nectar of his lips, this has not only a form, like you can hear a sound on a phone and see someone talking. So it helps, you can see it and also hear it. But Krishna, when you hear that sound, then it has not just his form present, but all his mercy and all his qualities, his pastimes, and all his nectar is present there with that sound. The flute carries that sound, and within it, all of that is present within it. That is called Shringar Ras. Shringar means to decorate something. Now we are decorated with jadaras, material qualities and sounds. In this way we are decorated. And this jadaras it pervades our bodies and minds. But if you want to decorate someone with transcendental ras, then it is only possible for someone who is very strong. First you have to take out all the filth and all the pollution and contamination. Then you can put the transcendental nectar inside. So Krishna, with his flute, first he cleansed the hearts and the bodies and the minds and everything, and then he put his transcendental nectar and decorated their hearts. And he also ornamented them with all good qualities. Therefore Shastra says that Krishna decorates the devotees with all his good qualities. Krishna sakali gun bhaktira sanchare. Like a gardener will care for a garden, he will plant the seeds, then water them, help them, protect them. This is also like the earth. Earth, as a goddess, she will manifest so many different beautiful flowers, fruits. First they come as a seed, then they sprout, then they grow into a tree, and then all the nectar of the earth goes into the fruits, and those ripen and are so sweet and full of nectar. Then that was the work of the earth. But also, who puts the seed? That is also important. The gardener is important, the earth is important, the sun is important, the fire or the heat and the water, they all combine to do this service. Here Krishna is alone though. In this world we see, you plant a seed and the earth helps, the sun helps, the air helps, the water helps. But with Krishna in Braj, Krishna is alone, giving all these rasas and helping the soul sprout into its true form or blossom into its spiritual form. Krishna in this way nourishes everyone in all different rasas, even Vatsalya ras, Dasya ras, Sakya ras. But Shringar ras is very special for those in Madhurya ras. Shringar ras is something extra and special. It is a special kind of decoration, and it is only for the Brajadevis. Only the Brajagopis can receive this. When Krishna played on his flute, then the gopis said, when we heard that sound of your flute, at that time, then the eagerness in our heart and the fire in our heart blazed up even hotter. Then, hearing your flute sound more and more, we became completely peaceful, and samsara could no longer touch us. We forgot all troubles in all the different lives and all our different tribulations and suffering, and everything became peaceful, and we knew, now we have received your Amrita and we will come to you, and there is no fear. There's nothing to fear now. If someone is walking on the street very fast, they do not see anything, this side or that side, backwards. They're focused only on one point. So the gopis received this nectar from Krishna's lips. The gopis said, you nourished us with that nectar, and now we've become completely one-pointed on you. And we cannot even think of anything in this world. Our bodies have been burnt to ash. And simply by remembering your lotus feet, we have reached you. And now that we have come here decorated with your mercy and your nectar. We have not come here without anything behind. We did not come to you with any of our past anarthas, karma or anything. We have come to you completely clean, and we only have your Amrita with us. Once, when Srila Gurudev came from his house, he brought a lota, a small like lota or glass. Why? Sadhus generally they will keep a kamandulu or a lota and a blanket and a stick like a danda. These are like the paraphernalia of sadhus. So Gurudev, when he came to Param Gurudev, brought this kamandulu or lota. So Gurudev told us, I brought a lota. Then that was 1947. At that time, Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj was staying in Devananda Gaudiya Math with Param Gurudev. And after Mangalarti, he would go to the Ganga. Gurudev would go with him. He would walk very fast, and every day he would bathe in the Ganga, and Gurudev would accompany him and serve him. So one day when they were bathing, Puri Maharaj at that time, Gurudev was serving him. The Ganga was very fast also. It had a very swift current. So while they were bathing, Gurudev's lota was there, and the current caught the lota and it swept down in the current. Gurudev then, when he was there, Puri Maharaj told him, "Oh, this was very good. It took the last remnant from your house. You brought this from your house, but you see, look how merciful Ganga Devi is. She knew, oh, this is the last possession you have from your past life, so she took it. Why? Because if you see that thing, then some remembrance of your past time or your past life in your household would come into your mind. Therefore she took it away from you." So the gopis said, "Krishna, we are only thinking of you, and nothing else can even enter our mind. We cannot even consider our past life or our past home, our relatives, our husbands. When one gets transcendental ras power and achieves vastu siddhi, or the perfection of one's spiritual form and residence in the spiritual world, then people will think, what was that body we were in? It's just like some mud hut, or just like some hadikadacha, means like a collection of bones, or like a small room made of bones where the soul was living inside. It's just like some useless thing. When you achieve Swarup Siddhi, or the spiritual perfection of your form, then at that time you will look into, when you think about your past, then you will see it to just be like something very useless and insignificant. So the gopis, they listened to Krishna, they heard everything, and they experienced everything to be nectar. Like those who have respect for Mahaprasad and knowledge of real Mahaprasad, when they get neem or bitter melon, they don't think this is bitter. So the gopis heard Krishna's speech to them, and even though it was very bitter, for them it was still like nectar. Madhavendra Puripad, he took the kheer that was given to him by Kirchor Gopinath. But not only did he eat the kheer, he kept the clay pot that it was given in, and he kept that in his cloth. And every day he would break a piece of that clay pot and eat that. And he thought, that clay and that pot is like the greatest nectar. Mahaprabhu, when he went to his guru's place, Ishwar Puri's appearance place, he rolled in the dust there, and he collected the dust of that place and kept it in his anchal, his dopatta, chadar, and that he would also take every day. He would take like a grain of that sand or dust. He said, "This is my guru's birthplace. He is the eternal associate of the Lord. He is a Brajbasi. His foot dust is so glorious. If I decorate my body with his foot dust, then all his affection, all his mercy will be present with me. And this land is decorated with his lotus footprints. Therefore, he had so much faith and respect in his Gurudev that he collected this dust and would eat it every day. And he said, if I take that, then no other material quality will be able to enter our heart." So Mahaprabhu himself showed this. Here the gopis told Krishna, whatever you are giving Krishna, that is Param Amrita Bhushanam Me. That is like the decoration of our life. That is the highest transcendental nectar. Whatever you want to give us, Krishna, once having taken that nectar from you, then there's nothing left to worry about. There is no consideration for us of any difficulty, any trouble. We cannot think of anything but you. Now, Krishna, we are not separate from you. We are yours. If a person says something himself, then who is listening? If someone else is related to us, then we can talk to someone. The gopi said, Krishna, we don't have anyone else to talk to think of. You are ours and we are yours. We are not independent. Those people who are independent, they can move around and talk with so many people. But Krishna, we are only yours. There is no one to go back to. We have come to you, leaving everything behind. So the gopis, in this way, addressed Sri Krishna. That person who has offered everything to their beloved master Sri Krishna, and then they have been decorated with Krishna's Shringa Ras and fully matured by his nectar, then that is called Kaivalyeka Prayojanam, complete liberation. The Mayavadis take this example and say, oh, the gopis also became fully absorbed in Krishna. They thought the gopis became merged with Krishna, but they did not lose their individuality and their individual swarups, their forms, spiritual forms. But on the other hand, they became so absorbed in Sri Krishna, they lost any personal idea of themselves, any consideration of even the chance to be independent or separate from Krishna. This is Kaivalyeka Prayojanam. They were fully absorbed in Sri Krishna. Then they become like on an equal level with Krishna, or even more powerful than Krishna, because when they are so fully absorbed in Him, then all His qualities come within them. In this way, the devotees become like as powerful as God Himself. The earth gives all her potency to seeds, and they blossom into and sprout and grow into trees with so many beautiful fruits, and then those fruits have so many seeds, and those seeds then become so many more thousands and thousands of trees. So this is all the potency of the earth, but it goes through the seeds and through the trees. So Krishna decorates the gopis with his Shringar Ras, like when a tree blossoms, which is a very beautiful tree with so many flowers, it becomes completely decorated with flowers. So the gopis were like this. When Krishna decorated them with Shringar Ras, then they became so beautiful, like trees fully blossomed and covered with beautiful flowers. This is the power of Swarup Shakti Shrimati Radhika. She is like the gardener in Vrindavan, and she decorates all the Brijbasis with transcendental ras, aprakrita ras. She is decorating everyone. Then what is the fruit of that? Look, sugar is one thing, milk is one thing, but how many sweets can you make from milk and sugar? You can make rasgullas and it has a different taste. You can make gulab jamins, it has another taste. Burfi, rasamalai, rabri. It is the same milk, it is the same sugar. But how have you made so many hundreds of sweets and so many different preparations with different tastes and flavors? In the same way, there are so many gopis, millions of gopis, and they have taken Sri Krishna's Adaramrita Ras, the nectar of his lips. Now they do not know, how has this happened to me? Srimati is doing all this, as well as the Nityasiddha gopis. When the Nityasiddha gopis met with the Sadhansiddha gopis, then by Krishna's desire, then they helped the Sadhansiddhas and nourished them and decorated them. So in Manjari Bhav Sadhana, there is so much benefit. There's one Saki, Lita has one ras, Vishaka has one ras, Mukara has one ras. They have Samasneha, Vyamya Sneha. But what do the Manjaris have? What is the special quality of the Manjaris? They can receive everything. Like a servant of Guru, his Sevak. And the Sevak's Sevak and the Sevak's Sevak's Sevak, they all have more and more mercy. They have all knowledge. And they can control everyone. Not only like Guru's Sevak and the Sevak's Sevak. In this way, they have so many qualities and so much good fortune. So similarly, these Manjaris, or also the Sadhan Siddhas who achieved Vastu Siddhi and Swarup Siddhi, their spiritual forms in Braj, then they have come to Krishna, and now we should understand how much qualification they had, and to be decorated like that by the Nityasiddhas, by Radharani and by Krishna. So now the gopis continued speaking to Krishna with so much eagerness and so many moods. They told Krishna, you have given such a flow of nectar into us and decorated us with so much nectar that now you can do anything with us, you can tease us, you can joke with us. You can do as you like. You are present before us, and understand, you are our dear most beloved. Now, whatever fire was blazing within us has been soothed by your Adaramrita. Like, for example, something is burning so much, so how can you put out the fire? When there is a rain shower, then the fire can be put out. If you put so much rain shower on a fire, then it will be extinguished. But on the other hand, if there is a volcano, even inside the ocean, still it is surrounded by water in the ocean, but it is still not put out. So the gopi said, this desire to meet with you was like a blazing volcano within us, waiting to erupt. But now that we have reached your lotus feet, then that is completely soothed. But do not reject us now, Krishna. If you reject us now, then our separation will definitely explode out of us. It will erupt from us. We will be destroyed. For example, if you put ghee in a fire, the fire will increase. So Krishna, do not put ghee in this fire. You have nourished us and pacified everyone with the shower of your mercy and your nectar. And whatever separation was in our heart, you have extinguished that with your medicine. This way, it is your duty, Krishna. You should put out this fire in our hearts. Please give us this nectar. Do not forsake us of this nectar of your Adaramrita. You have given us a taste of it, like a sample, but we want more, Krishna. By the beautiful sound of his flute and the playing of his flute, Krishna attracted all the gopis to him. So the gopis said, now you have to give us more of your sweetness. This wealth is with you, and it is your wealth. But you should share that with us, and engage us in your service, accept us into your service. Because of our anurag, our deep love, our eagerness to meet with you has been increasing ever since we first saw you. Now, until we receive your mercy, this eagerness will blaze higher and higher and higher. It will never diminish. Therefore, if Krishna were to say, this Amrita nectar is very rare and valuable, I will not give it to anyone, any ordinary person. It is very special. This Shringar Ras and Madhurya sweet nectar is very difficult to achieve. I will not give it openly in charity. If I give this in charity, then the fire will only increase. It will not be extinguished. This nectar I have, it will only increase the fire. Like ghee poured in the fire will increase the flames. Therefore, I will not give this. You should return home. If you want to be peaceful, then you should forget about me entirely. Otherwise, if I give you my nectar, you will not be peaceful. You will come closer and closer and closer to me, and then when we are separated, then what will happen? Like when Krishna left after 10 years from Braj, did the gopis forget him? Did they not suffer then? As long as you are close with God, if you are separate a little bit, then the fire of your separation will burn so high, it can never be extinguished. It is easy to give or to make a loving relationship with someone, but to forget about that person is almost impossible. If you have once made relation with Krishna or with Guru, then to forget them is impossible. And if you are separated from them and you have a real loving relationship, then that separation will cause you so much pain. So Krishna told the gopis, be careful, you want my nectar, you want more and more relation with me, but understand, if I cannot always be with you, then how much you will suffer. If I have some other responsibility, what will you do? We see Krishna made such a loving relationship with everyone in Braj, with the cows even. He became their calves and accepted all their milk. And he went to all the mothers in Braj and became their children, their sons, and took their breast milk, and they fed him with their own hands. In this way, Krishna made such a sweet relationship with all the Brajbasis, with the cows, with the animals, even with the plants and trees, with all the living entities in Braj. So Krishna said, oh, I'm giving you my ras, my madhurya sweetness, but then this will only cause you further pain in the future. Therefore it is better you forget me. There is no way to extinguish this fire. When you make relation in this world, what happens? Then you have some loving relations for some time, but afterwards you will suffer so much. No one stays with anyone. We see, a lady will meet a man, they will be married, then they will have children, then the children will grow up and leave them, the husband will die or the wife will die, they will be separated by force. The force of time is inevitable. Everyone will be separated. No one can stay together forever. So what is the need then to have a loving relationship? Better to be free of this and liberated. Therefore Krishna said, then you will suffer so much more. We see in this world you cannot stay separated with one person. But in this world, what happens? After some time you will forget them and you will make a new relationship. In this world, therefore, you can have some peace. The separation will not be forever. You will be separated and you will have so much pain. But after some time you will forget and you will meet someone new. In the spiritual world, however, it is never like this. Once you have made relation with Krishna and Radharani, or your Guru Sakhi and so forth, you can never forget them. And if you are a little bit separated from them, the fire of that separation will be impossible to tolerate. And also in this world, then you can give up your body and have some peace. But in the spiritual world, you can never give up your body. You can forget things in this world. You leave your body, then your memory is like wiped. In hell, we see the jivas suffer so much. But now we do not remember our times in hell. What, you go to hell and you are placed in boiling oil, you are thrown from high mountain tops onto thorn trees or razor-sharp trees, and you cannot die. You are in hell for millions of years, and you cannot give up your body. Your subtle body is there, and you are suffering so much. So, but on the other hand, if you take Amrita, nectar of Krishna, Amrita means it grants immortality. Therefore you get immortal life, and you have to tolerate everything. You can never give up your body. There's no chance for suicide. Then people will be teasing you, torturing you. Krishna may kick you, may reject you, may abuse you, may do so many harsh things with you, may leave you, and you will be separated from him with such a burning of separation for him. Then how will you tolerate that? Therefore Krishna said, you should forget me. Leave. Now you still have some chance. Go home. In hell, then you are present in a body like a subtle body of the mind. But if you have achieved your true spiritual form, that is like the real form of your soul, then you can never forget that. That's why in this world we see like there are different kinds of medicine, homeopathic, Ayurvedic, allopathic. If you take homeopathic, it'll take a whole life. And allopathic, it'll work very quickly. And Ayurvedic will take many years. But allopathic can also have a very bad side effect. But in the spiritual world, the body is not material. It is not made of 5 elements, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. In this world, we are born and our bodies are made of earth, fire, air, water, ether, mind, intelligence, ego. And the soul is present inside that in a dreamlike state, as a witness. But in the spiritual world, it is not like that. So Krishna told the gopis, it is better you forget me. It is better you leave. The gopis said to Krishna, we have given up our material bodies, we have given up everything and come to you. And here in this verse, even if we give up our body, it is not such a big thing. The gopis said, even if we give up our bodies, it is not such a big thing, but we can never give you up, Krishna. No matter what you do, we will never give you up. You can do as you like with us. You can speak, you can joke and tease us, you can taunt us, you can reject us, you can abuse us. But we are floating in that current of your immortal nectar. And now, even by our own desire, we cannot come out of that. Therefore, we are now present completely in remembrance of you and cannot think of anyone else. We do not know anything else, and we cannot think of anyone else. We also have no power to think of anyone else. Krishna can think for everyone, but the devotees only think about Krishna. If one time their mind has become absorbed in God, then they cannot think of anyone else. God can think about everyone, but the devotees can only think about God. This is the difference. Krishna can forget one devotee and think about another devotee. But the devotees who are one-pointed, they can only think about him. The devotees become one-pointed. Therefore Krishna said, I have become indebted to you, gopis. Why? Because I am not one-pointed like you are. I can never, therefore, repay your debt. You have given up everything and come to me, but I cannot give up everything else and come to you one-pointedly. I have so many millions of devotees. Therefore I have become indebted to you. If you forgive me as sadhus, meaning if you forgive this debt, then I can be free of it. Otherwise it is not possible for me. Chakravarti Thakur says in his commentary, Krishna now thought, what should I do? If I have called everyone here, and I have given them my nectar, now the trees are full of ripe fruits. Now, if the tree were to say, I will keep these fruits always on my body, it is not possible. The ripe fruits must leave the tree. They will fall, or they should be picked. They cannot stay with the tree. So Krishna thought, now the fruits of their prem are ripe. Now I must accept them. But in the spiritual world, these fruits, they have no skin and no seed. They are only ras, they are only juice and nectar. Therefore Sukadeva Goswami said, I brought this juicy fruit, Nigama kalpaturor ghalitam phalam sukamukada mrtadrava samyutam pipata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhurahora sikabhugavavuka. Now I have given them my sweet nectar, and I have given them my amrita, which grants immortality. Now they have become fully absorbed in thoughts of me and have brought me into their hearts. Now there's nothing I can do. If Krishna once enters the heart, there is no room. No one else can enter the heart even by force and take place there. So Krishna thought, what can I do? Now, like we see, for example, Markandeya Rishi, he went and when he was doing Tilanjali in the river, then the fish Matsya came into his kamandulu, and then immediately he filled up all the space in the kamandulu. Then he took him into the river, filled up the full river, took him to a pond, a lake, filled up the full lake, took him to the ocean. He became so huge, it was like he covered the whole ocean. So Krishna said, wherever I go, I take the full adhikar of that place. I take full proprietorship of that place. So there's no place for anyone more. So the gopis said to Krishna, you have entered our house, entered our rooms, entered our hearts, and now you've acquired us completely and separated us from everyone. You do not like any share or any part. You have forced us into your service. We are only present with you. Within and without, on all sides, there is only you, Krishna. So Krishna thought, now what can I do? The gopis said, if you yourself leave, okay, then we can do something. But Krishna also will not leave. Krishna, once he has taken proprietorship of someone, he will never give them up. He is already in the heart as Paramatma, as the super soul, the indwelling witness. But at that time he is silent, he does not say anything. But when he takes his beautiful Shamsundar form, playing the flute in a threefold bending form, and he appears in the heart of a soul like that, and someone hears Krishna's flute song, at that time, then it is never possible that Krishna leaves their heart. Krishna has taken full ownership of them. No one else then can enter that place. Therefore, Krishna said, I see you are very happy now. And now the gopis, they were free of any worry of respect, disrespect, and also they were separated from all kinds of bondage of principles in this world and dharma. They were freed of everything. They were and also fully nourished by Sri Krishna. And they said, oh, but you have also lit a fire within us. That is not our fault. You yourself have done this, Krishna. You have started that fire within us. You have decorated our hearts and entered our hearts. And through our ears you have entered our hearts by your flute sound, but now you have made that fire blaze even more. Seeing you is like ghee, and the fire that was in our heart by seeing you has increased so much more. Your darshan is like ghee, Krishna, and the more we see you, the more ghee is coming in our heart and helping that fire increase. How can we pacify that fire with your darshan, Krishna? It is impossible. Therefore, to give the charity of that Adaramrita nectar, it may seem very nice, but what will come as a result is very dangerous. We see, they said to Krishna, "Oh, you are the son of Nanda Maharaj, and you are expert at playing. You are the most expert in all kinds of pastimes. Your smile and your beautiful face has bewildered us. It is all extraordinary. When you have decorated us with Shringar Ras, then you are the enjoyer of this. In our past lives, we have never done any austerity that made us qualified to meet you. We did sadhan and austerity and chanted your mantra, but we did not know what is the nature of separation in the heart. We did not understand that how painful this fire of separation is. Now, however, by drinking your Amrita nectar and coming into your presence, before we thought of you, and we were not separate from you, but now you entered our heart yourself and made us separate from everyone else, and now we cannot even perform dhyan or gyan meditation. We are fully absorbed in you, beyond even meditation. Now, please fulfill our desire. That is our only hope. You are our friend, and you are our greatest friend, life after life. Before, we did not understand this, and we left you and met with so many others and made friendships with so many others, with so many living entities. Now you are the ocean of mercy. Please satisfy us, fulfill our desire, and free us from this burning fire of separation. Tomorrow we will hear further. Now we will stop here. Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo.